Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to the Minecraft 2025 Let's Play Adventure, where I just wanted to start off with a quick apology. I said in the last video that I had hoped that someone would get severe diarrhea for a couple of days, and upon reflection I realized that what I meant was a couple of weeks. And I hope it's the kind of diarrhea that you don't see coming. It's not like you go, oh, I have to go to the bathroom, and then, ooh, surprise, diarrhea. I hope it's you're walking in to do your job at the Stingrays, and while you're in the middle of telling someone some rule you just made up, the diarrhea hits in that moment. And it's not like a quiet squirt. It's like a loud... And everyone in the room knows what just happened, and they all look at you with a particular expression. Anyway, today we are going to be doing a little project because time is limited and sometimes you just gotta knock something out. We've been talking about this for a while. This is a recommendation we got from someone that we replace these grass blocks here along the stairwell with possibly wood blocks. And I like the idea of that. We've kind of gone with pale oak logs as our aesthetic for the house, and I figured now would be as good time as any to go ahead and throw them down out there and see how they look. Now, a better time to do that would have been last episode. We had a number of them in our inventory, but we were trying to do a review of what going to Galveston is like. And I feel like we've done that. I guess I never really said whether or not I would advise you go to Galveston. Yeah, it's a fun time. It was a more expensive trip than I had initially hoped it would be, based on sort of early cost estimates, but it was fun. And I enjoyed it. It's always fun to hang out with my friends, and I would do it again. So there you go. And would I advise, listen, would I advise going to the things that, doing the things that I did? Like I said before, Moody Gardens was a great time. I would recommend that. I would recommend going to the beach. I would recommend East Beach. I like East Beach the best. You could go to the State Beach. I think it was, so here's the thing, at the State Park. I keep calling it a state park. I hope it was. I actually don't know. I think it could have been like a... Well, no, it wasn't like a national park, so it was definitely a state park. The State Beach was, like I said, a little messy, but depending on how many people you have, it could be cheaper. Because I'm pretty sure it's like $20 per vehicle to get into East Beach, whereas it was $5 per person, not counting like little kids, to get into the State Park beach. So, you know, do some cost comparison in advance. You might find one is less expensive for you. I do like the facilities a little bit more at over at East Beach, and I think it's just like a nicer overall beach. But I don't really have any complaints about the condition of things at the state park. Again, it was lovely, other than just the beach was there was a lot of debris in the beach. But once you're in the water getting attacked by flying fish, it's you know, doesn't matter one way or the other, which is a story I forgot to tell yesterday. I was in the water and something hit my hand moving very fast. And as you do when you're in the ocean, I jerked my hand back. Whoa! And then it changed course and jumped out of the water next to me, and I just watched it take this beautiful arc, this flying fish that had just rammed into my arm, jump. And they don't go far. It went maybe about 3 feet and went back in the water. And my friend was like, all I saw was the fish, like, fly out of the water. Did it hit you? And I was like, yeah, it did. It smacked into my arm, moving with a great deal of speed. I guess I took it by surprise. Now, someone once told me that the reason the flying fish jump out of the water is because there's a predator nearby. And I thought about that and was like, yeah, me. There may have been a little shark swimming around out there. There are sharks in Galveston. I was told as a kid there weren't. There might not have been back then. There are now. Never had a run-in with them, although time before last I went to Galveston, actually same group of friends, this was a few years ago, one of them did have a shark bump into their leg. We assume it was a shark just based on sort of the size and the pressure, right? A little fish wouldn't have caused this sort of... And sharks like to bump into things anyway. It's part of how they figure out how stuff is, as is nibbling on it, which didn't happen, thankfully. But, yeah, I'm thinking it's more likely that the fish saw me and my friend swimming around in the water. I was like, nope, and tried to do a jump. And ended up smacking into my arm first. Or there was a little shark. I don't care one way or the other. Despite having a fear of shark in video games, which is very well established in Howdy Folks canon, Sharks in real life don't bother me so much. Now, would I jump into like open waters with a great white? No, obviously not. No, I would not. But I know whenever I get in the ocean, I'm surrounded by possibly several little bitty sharks, like smaller breeds, and I'm not too bothered by it. So long as they're not too bothered by me and decide to viciously attack me. But that's the story of getting smacked in the arm by a flying fish. And where was I going before that? I feel like I actually had somewhere I wanted to go with that. Oh yeah, my overall recommendation. Galveston's a fun trip. It's a fun place to go. You can have some good times there, and I would recommend it. I'm sorry I didn't just include that in yesterday's video. I just forgot to do a wrap-up. You know, I've had people be like, oh, South Padre's better. I've not been to South Padre, but I've seen pictures. It is a beautiful beach. It's a beautiful location. There's a lot of fun things to do there. You can absolutely go to South Padre. It doesn't have to be one or the other. I think you'll probably end up spending more there. I'm not quite sure. It's also, depending on where you live, a further drive. So if you are living in, like, Oklahoma, and you're already driving as far as Galveston to see the beach, you might as well go all the way to South Padre. If you live in the Houston area, Galveston's right there. And you can go to the spot. We went to the spot, but we didn't go to the original The Spot. We went to the new spot in League City. I didn't like it as much. I'm positive the food is the same, but the atmosphere really does a lot for the spot. By the way, that's like a burger and seafood place. It was good. It was good in League City. But something about standing in the line for the spot for like an hour and a half before you finally get to place your order and then go fight someone for a table, like that contributes to the experience of the spot in Galveston, and also the fact that you can sit upstairs on the deck and look out at the ocean and have seagulls flying around going, mine, 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 like that. That is a part of the experience that you miss at League City. But what you gain is the fact that you get to be seated immediately and you don't have to fight people for a table, if you care about that sort of thing. Here it is, though. I think it looks good. I think it looks quite nice. Part of me is tempted to replace all that dirt with stone in the future, which might make the mountain look a little bit more sturdy if it looks like it's built out of solid stone, with maybe some dirt capping up at the top there. We'll have to wait and see how that shapes up, because unfortunately I just can't do that today if we end up doing that in the future. We might also kind of redesign this bit where it turns, the sort of the 90 degree right at the bottom, but we'll see in the future. Until next time, thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye!